Lewis from the pocket, launching downfield. Mitchell, touchdown, Texas!
You are looking live at the College Football Insiders Show.
You throw it. McCarthy looking, throws deep, got a wide open receiver. Cornelius Johnson sprinting, touchdown Michigan.
Now, here are your hosts, ready to break down this weekend's top matchups.
What is up, college football fans? I am hungover, coming live from Las Vegas in what should be a fantastic week 4 slate of college football. Smitty, J-Kam, what are you doing here?
What's going on? I'll tell you right now, it is so noisy over my house. I have planes going over. I feel like I'm at Old Shea Stadium. I'm Keith Hernandez here. All right, it's a great weekend. Thank you. It's going to be pouring down rain. We got a tropical storm here in Northern Virginia going to hit. I don't have to do anything tomorrow. And like I said, I don't even have to fake an injury. It's football all day tomorrow. J-Kam, what's going on, buddy?
Nothing. I mean, we got Friday Night Football, all types, and a big slate for college football. I've got a ton of games loaded up. I'm ready to go. Let's get to tomorrow. Actually, we'll start off with a couple tonight too, just to get warmed up for tomorrow. But yeah, I'm excited. It's gonna be a great college football. It's finally like really here because last week was terrible.
Yeah, J-Kam, you led me right into it. Let's talk about tonight. We've got 4 or 5 games. Pretty good slate. Wisconsin, Purdue at the top of that one. I don't think Purdue's anything to write home about, but I'm kind of leaning Wisconsin here. You like anything else tonight?
I'm opposite there. I actually like Purdue. I had Georgia Southern last week, and I felt like I got robbed. I think Wisconsin, a little skeptical about them so far. So give me the Boilers at home. Hopefully a little better performance than last week against the Qs. Smitty, what do you think?
I don't know. I was with you last week on Purdue. Watching them against Syracuse, they moved the ball okay. Way too many turnovers. I think they had 5 turnovers. Wisconsin has not impressed me yet. Mm-mm. I think it's an okay bounce back. I might be with Jason. I'm kind of leaning Purdue in this one.
Well, nothing official yet. You may have just talked me out of backing the Badgers here. NC State. Okay, another team, Virginia, that, you know, we talked about the Maryland game last weekend. Virginia hung with them early and then got blown out. I don't know what to make of this 0-3 Virginia team. NC State 2-1, -7.5 tonight. Anything?
Yeah, I'm intrigued about his line going down because I really thought that it'd be hold at 9, if not go the other way. So UVA is fun to watch. I mean, they give up points, they score points. The quarterback plays like a young Zach Wilson, but I don't know. I kind of like NC State here, but that line moving that way scares me.
I can't believe you just said the young Zach Wilson. I love it. Something positive for Zach Wilson. So this guy are you trying to say this guy dates like 40-year-olds too? I love it. All right. Hey, I'm on already. I'm on now. I'm on UVA. Let's go UVA if this guy's dating Cougars. I love it. UVA. Let's take them tonight. Yeah, I agree with you. They're a tough team to read. They score a lot of points. They give up a lot of points. I'm not a big fan of the coach. I don't think he's a great coach. But this one's a little weird. Open, I think, at 9.5. It's down to 7.5. If my lean, I would probably play UVA.
Follow the team.
Boise State, San Diego. We got a lot of like touchdown lines in this one. Air Force, San Jose to close it out. Anything else you like tonight?
San Diego State can't stop the run. That's all Boise can do. So, I mean, that's laying a lot on the road, 6.5. I'm probably going to avoid that one, but it might be a little bit to an under because both offenses are kind of bad all of a sudden. But, yeah, San Diego State's kind of lost their identity, but I just can't trust Boise.
Yeah, it's a pass for me on that game. I don't really like anything in that game.
All right. Well, we've got enough to talk about with tomorrow's slate. Let's take it off the top. Florida State, Clemson. This is going to be a good game. I think I haven't bought into to Clemson's legitimacy, especially after that Duke game. Florida State, they look good. They didn't look good last week. Jordan Travis gets a little hobbled against BC. This is probably going to be a get-right spot for Clemson. I'm probably going against the smart bet here, but I'm taking Florida State on the money line. I just think this team is better. Can't wait to see them lose by 2 touchdowns, though.
Hey, this is a spot. I mean, Clemson's been the team in the ACC for years. You got Florida State coming back. I really misread. I was joking last night on our show. I was the meteorologist last week. Take the under in the BC game. That hurricane, I don't know what happened. What a botched forecast that was. There was no rain. There wasn't any really wind. BC's coming out and scoring left and right. And Florida State, I was like, well, this one's over. Bad read by me. Wasn't impressed by Florida State. I can't believe BC scored as many points as they did. Travis, little nicked up, non-throwing shoulder, so that they have so many weapons. Wilson, Coleman, Bell. I'll tell you, I said it on our preview show. I still like this Clemson team. Get the ball to Shipley. I think it's going to be a great environment. I played Clemson plus the 2. Clemson's going to win this game.
Yeah. Did you know that Shipley has not scored a touchdown yet this season?
Oh, he will tomorrow.
I know, and that is crazy that they've gotten this far of the year. I mean, that's just a weapon being unused right there. You know, these two teams really similar, really good defenses. Clemson, looks like they may have figured it out a little bit, but I still don't trust them like Maddie. I agree. And Florida State, that scared me last week, and they have a real problem here. You look at their stats; they give up a lot of big plays, and you hate being on the road giving up big plays. So this is tough. I'm gonna lean Clemson right now, but I do think Florida State's a better team. But that game last week scared the heck out of me. They may have been looking ahead, but BC's so bad, and they give up so many big plays. I have a feeling Clemson's going to get some big plays on them at home.
Secondary's the key. Clemson's secondary has to play well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, you look at the stats over here. Clemson's bold in all the defense, which means they're the better defense. Offense is a little 50-50, I guess, but yeah, it worries me. Florida State money line. I don't know. If I could get Clemson plus 3 and a hook, I'd love it, I think. But I don't know.
I think if that gets to 3, people are going to crush it.
Yeah. Yeah, it probably won't happen, but we'll see. I'm going to keep watching it. Okay, moving over to another team. Have they fallen off? Alabama. I'm not buying them. This is basically the same handicap I just said for Florida State. You could repeat for this one. Ole Miss just seems like the better team. Jalen Milroe is not a very good quarterback. I think Ole Miss can slow them down enough and outscore to outlast the Crimson Tide. Now, do I think Nick Saban's going to lose 2 home games? Probably not. It's not going to surprise me if Alabama wins this game by 2 or 3 touchdowns, just like it wouldn't surprise me if Clemson dominates Florida State. But I'm trying to remove myself from thinking that Dabo and Nick Saban have not lost a step, and I just think they have. I think they have. And until they prove to me otherwise, I've got to bet against them. So I'm on Ole Miss here.
All right. I'm so glad they brought this guy back at quarterback. I don't know what they were doing last week. It was like they put him in the corner and said, go stand in the corner. You're in timeout. Let's play these other 2 guys that weren't any good. This guy throws a great deep ball. I joke and say he's the Jeff Blake of college football, throwing that good high deep ball. Little Tecmo Bowl action. I love it. A little Steve Grogan. Let's go here. Get the ball. Get the kid running. Quit trying to get him back as a pocket passer. I want to see a little bit of zone reads. I want this kid moving a little bit. I think you said a great thing there. I don't see them losing 2 straight games at home. I don't. I'm not – Ole Miss, they can score. I'm just not sold yet on Ole Miss. I agree. I've heard so many people, and you just said it, is this really the Bama that we've seen? I don't know if it is. Quarterback play is weak. I think this is a good bounce back. I love this game. I love it a little bit later. I'll talk about this one in a little bit.
Nah, I'm with Matt here. Give me the Rebs. Better played non-conference. They've looked good. I mean, they kind of got a little lucky covering the last 2 games, but got more reliable offense. The defense is really good at creating havoc up front. We know Bama can't block anybody. We even saw that last week against USF. I just think this is going to be a real close game. Give me the points. There's no rule that says Bama can't lose twice at home. So no one's going to believe it till it happens. I'm believing it might happen.
That's where I'm at. And like you said, they got lucky covering late against Tulane and Georgia Tech, but I bet against them in the Georgia Tech game, and I think Lane Kiffin just likes to toy around. It's kind of like he'll just pick and choose when he wants to score, and hopefully he brings it this weekend because I would love it if Ole Miss pulled the outright upset.
Plus, Ole Miss gets two guys back on offense that we haven't seen yet: the tight end and the wide receiver they stole from UTSA. So it's going to be interesting. There'll be a few more weapons than they've had this for a couple games. They've still scored points against Georgia Tech and Tulane.
Well, speaking of players coming back, Utah Utes get Cam Rising back, I assume. This is why that line moved from 4 to 6. Taking on UCLA, who looks pretty impressive. I think the biggest thing for me is their defense. They're third in the country in yards per play allowed. Granted, the competition hasn't been great. They played a pretty close game with Coastal Carolina, but Dante Moore looks legit. I think I'm just excited about all the good quarterback play we get in the Pac-12. I really think the Pac-12's a solid conference this year. I don't really have a lean in this one. I would say probably Utah, but it wouldn't surprise me if Rising comes in and is a little rusty and UCLA keeps it close in the beginning.
Yeah, like you said, I mean, the freshman Dante Moore is playing unbelievable. 615 yards, 7 touchdowns, 1 interception. Big question mark is with the quarterback for Utah. You know, they didn't play fantastic down in Baylor, that game a couple weeks ago. They got to get him back. I think it's a great point. If he is back, is he a little rusty? Place is electric. Very tough environment to go there. I think it's going to be tough. I don't have a play on this. I would probably look maybe a first half under, just because, like you said, if he is playing, maybe he's a little rusty. They try to run the ball a little bit. Maybe UCLA comes out and just tries to really just kind of keep it close early in the game. It's a little lower scoring game. My lean right now, I'd maybe look at the first half under, but right now it's a pass for me.
I'm glad you said that because I did bet the under in this one, the under 52.5 or whatever it is right now. I think the defenses, these are two of the best defenses in the Pac-12. So I would say that the under should be, you know, if Rising can get off to a sluggish start, you know, I like it even more. I like the first half play too. J-Kam.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is UCLA is kind of really stepping up a competition here on the road. I mean, Utah's as battle tested as anybody. You get Florida at home, you go to Baylor without your starting quarterback, and you finally get him back. Two good defenses, but man, they just don't lose in Salt Lake City. So I'll take the Utes. I don't know if was it laying 7 at this point. It's been moving up all week since the Rising got back. I think I'd still lay that because you get the freshman on the road that they're going to have to rely on. He's the only playmaker that UCLA really has. But I'll give me the Utes. I'll lay the 7 at home in Salt Lake City where they don't lose.
And Cam Rising last year, 1 interception, 2 rushing touchdowns, but he didn't have a very good game throwing the ball against UCLA. So we'll see. I do like the, we saw Graham Mertz with Utah just they ate his lunch, and then now we get a rushing quarterback. We'll see if Utah is as dominant against Dante Moore. Okay, staying in the Pac-12, Oregon State, Washington State, 2 more good quarterbacks, Cam Ward, DJ Uiagalelei. I think this game is going to be really good. I'm going to stay away from it because I like Washington State, but even though the numbers don't say it, it's kind of like the Mizzou miraculous win outright last week. The fishy line. I don't know. 4.5 is what my numbers make it, but this staying around a field goal with 65% of the money being on Oregon State, I don't know.
Yeah, it's a tough one. I really like both these teams. You know, DJ didn't have a great game last week against San Diego State, but, you know, he had some earlier games with success getting the ball down. They have a great running back, Martinez, you know, and then Cam Ward, what he's doing right now, you know, already about 986 yards, no INTs yet, 9 touchdowns. So they're really moving the ball. They got to get the ball going on the ground a little bit more, I think. Really good wide receiver. I think Oregon State's defense a little better. So that could be, I think it's just a great matchup. It's a pass for me, but it's a very intriguing game that I'm really excited to watch and see who comes out as the winner.
Yeah, it just comes down, can Oregon State run the ball? Or that's really what's going to come down here. Washington State's pretty good at stopping the run. Yeah, I'm not going to make a play on this game either, but I think it's really going to be an entertaining watch. And you might be able to trade this game during the game, going back and forth a little bit.
Shout out Eric Duvall for tuning in. I appreciate it very, very much. Going over to Iowa, Penn State, Big Ten. This was a late audible here. I added this play. I wasn't going to do it because the line was too big, but it's a top 25 matchup, so why not? J-Kam, start us out. How do you feel as a Penn State alum in this one?
I don't like this one at all because, we've shown a little weakness here playing against the run. No explosiveness out of the offense so far this year. You've got a good quarterback, but everything is just standard downs. You can't do that against Iowa because they will just eventually shut you down. I don't think Iowa's offense is good enough to win this game in Happy Valley, but I think they can keep it close. I think 14.5 is too much. I think it should be probably around 10, if not a little less than that. And then Penn State defense, as good as it is, it's geared more to like shutting down speed teams and passing teams. They don't really have guys in the middle. So I think Iowa's going to literally do what they do and just run the ball as much as they can. Got a better quarterback than they've had in recent trips. So, and what I think Smitty said on our show last night, they're 2-0 the last few times they played. Now, one was the Sean Clifford game that I think Penn State would have killed him if he stayed healthy, but he didn't. But yeah, I like the 14.5 here. I think it's going to be a close game. I think it's going to be a hard fought game.
Yeah, I kind of agree. I think this is a tough spot. I think for Iowa, I really do. But the line is so high. It's very extremely high. And overall, there's Matt. Okay. Everything was flipping on me here. Okay. I got to get back in the zone here. I think it's tough. Like Jason said, they beat him the last two. They went in there, and beat him at Penn State. Now, keep an eye on the conditions. They're getting some of the tropical rainstorm here. They get some wind gusts up to about 20, 25 miles per hour, 7:30 kick tomorrow. So kind of keep an eye on that. Like you said, they do have a better quarterback. McNamara, though, he has to do a little bit more. 3 picks so far, 4 touchdowns, 3 picks. I think there's some injuries on this Iowa team, Jason. I think I brought that up last night. I think 2 running backs are a little nicked up. So that's a little concerning here. It is surprising that I was shocked when I saw the line. I did not think it was going to be that high. Whiteout experience, that was crazy. I was there last year when they played Minnesota in the whiteout game. It's electric. But, if the conditions are a little crappy, does that kind of suck out some of the atmosphere a little bit? It could. I don't know. This one's tough. I mean, I know you're not. I love teasers in college. Maybe take Iowa up. I don't know. That's just my kind of maybe lean in that a little bit. But I think it should be a good game. But McNamara has to play a really good game for Iowa to pull the upset.
I don't know if he can do that, though. Doesn't look impressive, and I don't know if it's just Iowa's offense in its entirety, but
hey, Matt, you got to remember the offensive coordinator just came out and said, get out of his, get off my back. I just put 41 up against Western
Watch
Michigan,
out.
everybody. Hey, everybody calm down. Western Michigan.
So that should be an auto bet for team total under this week because I don't know. Cade McNamara doesn't look like the Cade McNamara that played at Michigan. I'll say that. And he probably doesn't have the same athletes. I am higher on Drew Aller and Penn State. My power ratings have this at 16.5. I would probably lay it with Penn State, but I don't know if James Franklin is the type of coach that'll like step on the gas. I think he's probably perfectly fine winning this game by a field goal. And that kind of worries me. I'd rather, have somebody like Sean McVay who kicks the field goal as time expires to cover.
You got to remember, he did throw a late touchdown in against West Virginia to cover in week 1.
That was a backup quarterback, though, and then West Virginia was calling timeouts. That was kind of a little bit retribution for like, what are you doing? You're dragging this out.
Probably an accident.
Yeah.
Okay, the last of the 6-pack here, Ohio State, Notre Dame. I'm once again on the side of give me the better team that I've seen, even though the one on paper says Ohio State should win this. I like Notre Dame. I think they're more battle tested. I love Sam Hartman. I think 10-1 to win the Heisman. If you like Notre Dame in this game, go ahead and buy a little ticket on Sam Hartman to win the Heisman. This is, in my opinion, Notre Dame's Super Bowl. Not being in a conference, Ohio State, they've got Michigan circled. Notre Dame had Ohio State, USC circled. Like, these games matter to them. Ohio State can afford to drop this game, still beat Michigan, make the playoff. Notre Dame cannot. Give me Notre Dame here. I'm on +3.5 and the money line.
You got touchdown Jesus looking down at everybody. It's going to be unbelievable atmosphere. You got Hartman, I said on our show last night, has the great hair, got the beard, looks like a movie star. I said, make a new Amityville Horror and he could be the dad. Who cares? Throw him in it. I love it. Looks fantastic. Or he looks like he's been lost in the woods for a week. I don't know, but the flow's looking good. I'm going opposite. I like Ohio State in this game. And I know the quarterback play has not been good. Matt's rolling his eyes at me. Okay, Matt, here we go. We're going to be talking.
I think we're opposites on every single game.
I know. That's why you're
somebody's
up
gonna
I'm down.
Somebody's going to win some money this weekend.
Listen, that's why you're up. I'm down. Everybody fade me. Oh, well, here we go. I'm just saying. The quarterback, I said they haven't been scoring points. They finally did. Now it was Western Kentucky, so everybody relax. They give up a lot of points. I just think they have great athletes here. I do like this Notre Dame team. I'm just a little concerned too about who they've played. And I've said it on a lot of spots I've done. I think it's going to be a great game. I think Ohio State, they have some fans that are coming. I heard that they're trying to keep them out of not wearing red. I don't know how you're going to do that. So that should be entertaining to see. I want to see what the stadium looks like. I think it's going to be a great game. I think a little bit more athletic team is Ohio State. The quarterback's going to play okay. I think it could be a little higher scoring game, but give me the money line. Give me Ohio State on the money line.
So
I love that Jason's over there shaking his head.
we disagreed on this last night. I have no faith in McCord at all. I've watched him play a couple games, and he's the problem. Everything else, like Smitty said, is true. They have the better athletes. Everything's kind of built around the fact they just don't have a quarterback for the first time in 20-something years. But I like Notre Dame, tough on the lines. When Ohio State loses, they lose on the up front. And that's what Michigan's done to them the last 2 years. I like the Irish with the 3.5. So I'm with Maddie on this one. And that's where me and Smitty disagree, is the quarterback position. Because I think McCord on the road. And I think Notre Dame's battle test. They went to NC State and won a pretty tough game. And under tough conditions, too, with the delay and everything like that. So I think they're ready for this one. And I think they, like Matt said, they're pointed to this, while Ohio State maybe pointed down the road a little bit to the Michigan game. So give me the Irish. One of us is going to look silly. We'll see what happens.
Let's go. I hope me and Jason are the winning team here. I feel like we're on all the same sides here. So, okay. Anything else?
I've always been the difficult one.
Yeah. Anything else on this slate that you're betting? Because I have a ton. I really didn't bet the top matchups a whole lot, but I've found some value, I think, in some spots across the board. I'll get mine out of the way. South Carolina, I took -5.5. I think that's north of a touchdown now. I'm just not buying into this Mississippi State team. They're not very good. I don't even think LSU is very good, but they looked very good last week, beating up on this horrible Mississippi State team. I'm on UConn +22. I think the total is only 45. It's 80 or 90% chance of rain, 13-mile-per-hour winds. I just want an ugly, low-scoring game in that one, and the UConn +22 should get home. Duke may be looking ahead, too. They've got Notre Dame next week.
Good call.
Oklahoma -13.5. I don't think Cincinnati's very good. I don't think Oklahoma is in a look-ahead spot here. My numbers have Oklahoma -20.5. Give me the Sooners. Another one, Syracuse -12 against Army. Syracuse is the number one team in first down conversions, 6th in the country in third downs. They can play keep away from this Army team. I think it's going to be lower scoring, but I like Syracuse to be able to squeak this one out by two or more touchdowns. North Carolina -6.5 is what I think I bought it down to. I keep betting against Mac Brown thinking that this is going to be the letdown spot, but he hasn't done it. So I think Drake May is incapable of doing it. I like his ability to carve up this Pitt defense. So give me the Tar Heels. And last but not least, I sat here and talked myself into betting Arkansas plus 17.5. The numbers, I have Arkansas plus 13.5. It's a value play, not a homer pick. I'm not valuing LSU as high as what they probably are nationally. Arkansas, Sam Pittman's got to play this competitively. I mean, if Arkansas gets blown out, this is not going to be good for Sam. Rocket Sanders is back. KJ, he was hurt last weekend. I got a text Saturday before the BYU game, and it said, KJ's in a lot of pain. There's a chance he may not go. And, of course, he played, looked very sluggish. It reminded me of the Liberty game last year where he played hurt, and it showed. But no excuse. I think the team's got to find themselves. I think 17.5 is too much to give me the Hogs.
All right, so I'm going to go back to some team points. I gave out 4 last week on this show. I went 3-1. Get in where you fit in. So we're going right back. I'm going TCU. Hit them last week. Going to do it. SMU this week. TCU so far, 42 points, 41-36. Now, SMU's defense has been good, especially that Oklahoma game. They only gave up, I think, 28 points in that. They've been really good. I think this one's going to be up and down. I got over 34.5 TCU. USC, hey, let's go. I've been saying take this team. They want the kid to win the Heisman. Hasn't been done back-to-back since like the 70s. They're coming off a bye week. Arizona State is not good. They gave up, I think, 29 or 30 against Fresno State last week. I think it's going to be high scoring. USC so far this year, 56, 66, 56. So let's go. We're going to fire that one off. I got that over 47.5. They might get that in the first half. I like that. UL Lafayette, they're playing Buffalo. This over 34.5. They've scored 38, 31, 41. Buffalo's given up 38, 40 to Fordham. That's what I said on our show. Fordham scored 40 on them. 55 last week, Liberty. So let's go over the 34.5 there. And I'm laying a little juice on this one with Tennessee -160. I said, I don't care. I'm going to do it. They play UTSA. They've let me down way too many times this year. I've been taking them. Tennessee, 49 points, 30-16. UTSA did okay early, but last week they played Army on Friday night. They gave up 37 to Army. I think Tennessee is going to be upset with that really bad performance against Florida. I think they're going to put on some points. I like that one. Also, Middle Tennessee State money line. They play Colorado State, travels there. Tough spot for Colorado State. Big game last week. A lot of viewership. You know, they had a guy with a hit on Hunter. Now he's getting death threat. I think it's just a lot of emotions traveling back down there. I think it's a tough spot. I like the money line Middle Tennessee State tomorrow.
I like that one. I like that Louisiana play a lot. And I took Louisiana actually laying 9.5 too, because I think Buffalo is just bad. And the Cajuns should get them pretty good. I'm on the opposite side with Oklahoma. I like the Bearcats at home. Yeah, Oklahoma going to unfamiliar territory. I think it's a first Big 12 game for Cincy. I think they're going to be fired up. I think we were looking ahead a little bit last week in a rivalry game, which is always a bad move. I think the defense can keep them in it, keep them within 14.5. I did lay to 20.5 with Oregon. I think they just got too many guys for Colorado at this point, and they can guard the pass. That's all Colorado can do, and I think they're just going to run them down, run right through them, and I think they'll cover the 3 touchdowns. I got Rice -130. I thought Rice was a pick I had last week. I like them again this week. I think that's actually a pretty decent football team. Not great, but, good enough for betting. And also, I got South Carolina like Matt does, but I have a -6. I didn't get that lucky. And I took the Hawkeyes plus 14.5. Like I said, I think it's going to be a close game. The weather won't be a factor. It's just going to be, real ugly Big Ten football. Q will be texting me and asking me why the Big Ten sucks so bad because the game's boring. But I'll like boring in this situation. And I took K-State. I got them at -3.5. They're at -4.5 now against Central Florida. That's a real good run defense. And UCF, if they can't run the football, they're not nearly as explosive. That's their first Big 12, but it's on the road. And I think they're going to get a little welcome to Power 5 football. So that's what I have right now. I'll probably have a bunch more by tomorrow because I said I just have a real good feel for this board. So more stuff will go in.
So Will Howard was seen all week in a boot. I don't know if he's going to play. Huh?
Well, he's up to 4.5, so I'm thinking he's playing now. When it was at 3.5, I got scared because it started at 7. So I think he's coming around.
Man,
I do.
I missed a bad number then to bet UCF. John Reese Plumlee.
He's back.
Well, it's Smitty's favorite segment here. Let's tease it up.
Love it. Oh, the king is here.
The teaser king is here.
Woo, yeah, I lost this the teaser last week. As the person who doesn't believe in teasing college football, I let the whole team down. Shocker. Okay. I'm still trying to figure out my leg. Smitty, teaser king, in the crown. Tell us what is getting home for the first leg.
Sweet home Alabama. We're going to take them down to about a pick 'em. Love it. You got the right quarterback back. They're going to run the ball. They're going to run him. The defense is going to show up. They will not, Jason. And yes, Jason, it is written down. They do not lose 2 games in a row at their home stadium. Alabama, pick 'em. The teaser king said so.
Okay. I mean, I like it that you take it down to a pick 'em at least. So it's just a money, basically a money line bet at that point. But I'm going to go with the Hawkeyes. I'm going to take them up to 21.5. I think, like I said, low total in that game. I'm not a big teaser guy in college as well, but if you're going to have a low total, you can take the extra points. And I think you get some boring Saturday night football. And we'll see what Matt has lined up here.
I'm going to take South Carolina, tease them down, -6.5. Tease it down to pick them basically, plus half a point. I just think South Carolina is playing more inspired football right now. Mississippi State, like I said, they're not very good. Spencer Rattler looked good, decently good, I guess. Last week against Georgia, they've got to win this game. I think Shane Beamer, I don't think he's on the hot seat, but you can't drop this home game against Mississippi State. So just get the win. Like I said earlier, I'm on them to cover. I think they do cover, but I definitely think they win. So lock that in. South Carolina as the third leg of the tease. And let's cash this one this week. Okay.
I like it.
Preaching to myself, though. Okay. Any final thoughts before we wrap it up?
I'm intrigued by.
Stay inside, stay dry. And if you're by where I'm at, don't get flooded out tomorrow. And if you're not in that tropical storm, like I've been saying, I'm giving advice as a husband. Fake an injury tonight. Go outside, rake for about 5 minutes and say you strain your back. Then you can just lay on the couch. Get the ice pack out. Lay and watch college football tomorrow. There's the advice.
I think
there you have it, folks.
I'm intrigued by Baghdad, North Carolina. I'm telling you what, that game scares the heck out of me because that's a perfect pit situation. There's no hope for them on offense, but that defense has been good, and this is what they do. They come out of nowhere when you think they're dead, and they upset somebody ranked. But I think North Carolina is a way better football team. But I'm just intrigued to see how that game goes because they just find a way. It's almost magical in a bad way.
Well, Tar Heels won 42-24 last year. I just hope that they have a repeat performance. And
I think Pitt's only beat them once since they've been in the ACC, and that was that one Thursday night game with Kenny Pickett and the crazy weather at the end when they won it in overtime. So,
Kenny Pickett. Got a lot of Steeler fans here in Las Vegas. They take on the Raiders in Sunday Night Football, but Kenny Pickett ain't it. The 2-glove situation, I cut him from the team just for that. I don't like that. I don't like that one bit. All right, guys. Cheers. Cash some tickets this weekend. Thanks for tuning in. Follow us along at NCAA Insiders. All of our bets are tracked at NCAAinsiders.com. I lost my train of thought there. Las Vegas has that effect on me. And Circa's internet went down for a hot second there when I lost you guys. So thanks again. We'll see you next week.